Hey everybody, I hope that you're all doing well. The way that this reading is going to work is that we will see who the first zodiac sign is out, and that's who the reading will be for. Okay, we are starting off with 10 of Pentacles, and we also have 6 of Pentacles. And we have the Lovers coming out. So Gemini coming out here, this reading is going to be for Gemini. There can be something about... If you have something together with a person which feels like it's the 10 of Pentacles here, like let's say you and this person, you share something between the two of you, you can now be working out, like divvying something. That 6 of Pentacles can be like, okay, if this is ours, what's your part and what's my part, or what's yours and what's mine. So you have something collectively together, but then there can be something about like what's fair between the two of you. It can be like we're living together now with that 10 of Pentacles. It can be like the home that you have with this person. 6 of Pentacles can be like, okay, in order to feel like both of us are showing up to maintain this thing, what chores do you need to be doing and what chores do I need to be doing? You know, if I do this, like, I'm gonna need you to do that. There can be something about this. There can be talk about like finances. This can be like maybe an estate that's being divided in some way, you know. It could be like an inheritance or something like that, where you're trying to figure out like who gets what and where things go. But this feels overall with that 6 of Pentacles, like this can be something where there's a focus on there being equality and that nobody is getting like favored. Otherwise there's going to be discord, and maybe right now there is some type of discord. Maybe you have something going on, you're like, I feel like I do all of the work around here, we need to have a conversation about this. That can be something that's going on. Or it can be like, I can do this much, are you able to do that? You know, it's kind of like if we're sharing this thing with the 10 of Pentacles, whatever this is that you have between you and this person, even if this 10 of Pentacles can just symbolize like a healthy relationship dynamic that you have with them, 6 of Pentacles is going to be about kind of like, what's your role within this and what are the expectations within this? And what's my role within this, and what are like your expectations of me and my expectations of myself within this. And I am seeing 5 of Wands, so there could be something having to do with this that has to be spoken about or worked out right now. This can even be something like, maybe you and this person, you both have a job, but maybe like one person makes more money than the other person. It can be like, are we just responsible for the money that we're making, or do we put it all together and then split it from there? You know, like it's these types of conversations. I'm just using money as an example. It can really be anything where it's like you and this person, you have something together with them, and then there is a question of, if this is ours together, like what does that mean as far as, again, like what's mine and what's yours, or what you need from me and what I need from you. What feels fair, that especially with that 6 of Pentacles. We also have Sagittarius coming out here. You and this person, having Sag and then having Queen of Wands be coming out, you and this person, you may both have strong personalities, and you may also both like to get your way and kind of say this is how things are going to work. But with Temperance there, you can need to work together and really address it from that perspective. Interesting. 7 of Swords is coming out. maybe you feel like, maybe you're feeling like something's going on and there's maybe some secrecy or a lack of trust. One person can feel in a way like they're maybe being taken advantage of or something like that, or like they're not getting like fair treatment or something. There can definitely be suspicions arising within this situation. You know, it can be like you have a business partner or something and you feel like maybe they're not being transparent with you about like how much money is being made and they're like taking more or something like that. So yeah, with Seven of Swords, there can definitely be like a rising suspicion. Yeah, something's going on that you can be catching on to, Gemini. I don't know if this is just like learning how to trust one another, but I feel like this Seven of Swords coming out in this position feels like a little bit of a red flag. Like maybe things are supposed, like this is somebody you're supposed to be able to trust. Maybe somebody's doing something. Let's actually see. I mean, it can be something as... can be like one person is being kind of selfish, you know, it can be something like that. For others of you, it can be something more drastic. You know, it can be like somebody's like hiding something or... if you have suspicions about this, you may end up doing something about it. I feel like something's not out in the open. This can have to, in part, do where somebody's energy is emotionally. I want to clarify this more. You know, there can be something about somebody's true feelings. Or true intentions. But I feel like the person that's on the receiving end of this would be like, I feel like something's going on or something isn't adding up, but I don't know exactly what it is. I kind of get that. Like there can be a feeling, but it can be hard to like pin down. Yeah, I feel like maybe somebody's doing something that they are not supposed to be doing. It can be like something impulsive that they're doing. It can be like somebody's doing something impulsive, or they're doing something selfish, or they're like hiding something that they're doing. Like rather than owning it and being like, this is what I'm doing, maybe it's something that like wouldn't be acceptable in the dynamic. Or maybe it's just something where it's like, this person's gonna judge me, or like then they'll have something to say. It's definitely not an excuse, but there can be somebody feeling like if they were to be open and honest, that it would impact the relationship. And by them not sharing this, they're able to keep the upper hand. So I'd say that there can be like a lack of trust that you can be feeling between you and this person now. want to see the rest of this. Yeah, I feel like something is going on that's unfair between the two of you. But the thing with the Seven of Swords is usually that somebody knows. Like, even if it's like, okay, if I do the dishes tonight, you're gonna vacuum then, and like everybody agrees that that's what's gonna happen. And then you do the dishes, and the other person is like, yeah, I'm gonna stay up and vacuum. And when you guys wake up in the morning, you're like, did you vacuum? And they're like, yeah. And you notice that the vacuum is in exactly the same spot and that there's still dirt on the floor and that they didn't do it. You know, it's something like this where somebody can be doing something, saying that they're doing one thing, doing another thing, or giving the impression that one thing is going on when something else is going on. And it has to do with something that you guys share between the two of you. It's like in some like common space, or it's some common asset or like resource that both of you guys share, where somebody's doing something that it's like, if this person had this and it was only their own, they could do whatever they want. But because you guys share it together, they are not meant to be doing whatever they want unless it's being discussed. But I'm seeing something that's not being discussed. This is somebody that doesn't want to... I feel like there's a lack of accountability here. This is like, I don't want this other person to check me. I want to still be able to go off and do whatever it is that I want to be doing. And I don't want to be held accountable for it. So I'm not opening up about this. So yeah, basically somebody's sneaking around here. We have Gemini, Sagittarius, and Aquarius here. This would just be confirming what you already know. I'm seeing that like you guys are coming out as the King and the Queen of Wands. And so in some way you guys are like supposed to be a unit with one another. But whoever's the Queen of Wands, it's like the person that's the King of Wands, which we can see as more of the masculine energy within this reading, whatever that may be. We all have masculine and feminine, but maybe there's something specific about that. It's the Queen of Wands that's kind of observing what's going on. And it's like, I'm having feelings about this. But maybe it's like this was going unconfirmed. And I think this is gonna... Things may implode because of this, actually. And maybe there's even like, we need to take space or something like that. Having Six of Pentacles and Four of Swords here. Like you can be taking a break from connecting or like intertwining or like having more interactions with you and this person while maybe you're figuring out what to do about this. But yeah, I see it's kind of like, if this were just one person's story and it didn't involve like a couple dynamic that you have with them or like a partnership or something like that, it wouldn't really matter what this person was doing. But there's this thing about like, this is something that should be being discussed between the two of you that's not being discussed because somebody doesn't want to, they don't want it to be... It's like, why does somebody keep a secret? Because they don't want to be called out on it. They don't want to be confronted. They don't want to be asked not to do it or to change. They just want to do what they want to do. And there's definitely like a lack of respect for the connection that you have with this person, because if everything was out in the open, it would really change things. So yeah, you can have a big feeling about this. Some of you guys, this may have already come to light and it can be something that you're in the process of dealing with. Maybe you've been looking for an explanation about what's going on. I get though that you would have felt like inconsistencies if you're the one that you're experiencing this but you're not doing anything that's shady. with this other person, you would feel like things haven't been adding up, or that they've been like sneaking around, or that something is going on. So even though you could be like, I don't know what it is exactly, but I'm getting like feelings about it, or like, you know, it feels like something is happening, this would just be confirmation of that something has indeed been happening. But it can be kind of like whatever you guys have with one another, whatever you guys have built with one another, they may want to enjoy that and then do something, and then also enjoy what they want to enjoy, but that it like probably wouldn't be appropriate in this setting. You know, it's kind of like somebody wanting to have their cake and eat it too, is the way that this is seeming. And maybe they would if this came out, it can be something where they're like, then I would lose what we have together, or something like that is what this seems like. Some of you guys, you've already been on a break from this person, or you guys, there may be a pause, or you're not like as connected as you used to be. So it could be maybe you're on a break, maybe you guys have paused the dynamic, maybe you're not interacting as much, maybe there's some distance between the two of you. So it feels like there's already stuff that's going on that's connected with this, but I get them doing things that they are definitely still hiding and not telling you about. For sure, if you're the one that's like something is going on. They're doing this out of fear because they don't want to lose whatever it is that you guys have together, but obviously there's like a huge lack of integrity here with the way that things are being done. But maybe you don't even, maybe you guys like have something together, but there may be like, maybe you're not actively engaging, possibly. Or you've been taking a break from doing that, or again, there's just like space between the two of you. But yeah, whatever it is, I'm seeing them still be up to things that they're not disclosing that is not appropriate for the setup that you guys have with one another. And it's because of them, they're like able to benefit. I feel in a way like this is a material thing that they can be benefiting from, among other things, is the way that this is seeming. Some of you guys, it can even be leading to a situation where I don't really want to like speak that into being. If you feel like there's stuff that's going on, it seems like it's really, really important for you to trust yourself at this time. Because if you get a feeling that somebody is not trustworthy, and you can be like, well, I don't want to cause waves here, like upset the status quo, it seems like it's time to upset the status quo. Because this looks like one of those situations where you have suspicions that stuff is going on, and if you decide to sweep it under the rug and pretend like you're not intuitively picking up on stuff, you're gonna get backlash because of it. So basically it's like, this may be something that's hard to confront, but you probably know more than you're letting on. But if you allow this to continue, where you know something shady is happening, and you don't do something about this, and you just let it continue, it looks like something is going to happen where you will be very much disadvantaged from this situation, and it will be something that when it happens, you'll be like, I think this is one of those times where we cannot want to address something because we don't want to believe that it's going on, and also would be like, we're in this together, like this person wouldn't hurt me, or they wouldn't backstab me, or whatever, and then like something's going to happen, and it could be like maybe you like lose everything. You know, it can be something like, maybe you and this person, you were together in a relationship, okay? Maybe then you guys separated from one another. It can be something where there's an agreement between the two of you guys that you guys are going to just like share the assets that you have. Meanwhile, you're getting weird feelings about this person and what they're up to, and something's going to happen where they could take like 90% of things and leave you just with a small portion. It's like something like that. So if you're not, I just need to clarify this. If you have a dynamic with somebody and you do not, before this reading, you didn't think anything sketchy was going on, this is not your reading. This is just confirmation for somebody that they've been feeling like something is going on. This looks like a pattern, so it wouldn't be that surprising that this person would be up to this. You could see this person as being kind of careless and selfish, and that they can be doing things that are like pleasing to them, but it can be in some like immature type of way, and it can be something that puts you at a disadvantage. And now because of you being connected with this person in the way that you are, and because you can be like either denying this or sweeping this under the rug, something bigger is going to come of this. So it feels like it's very important for you to do what you need to do. Because, you know, you can't control this other person, but you can control how connected you are with them. And if you're allowing something to stay connected here, you may end up getting took in some way, is the way that this is seeming. So just, you know, if you know that this person kind of like schemes and does things like that, please pay attention to what's going on, because it seems like something either happened or it's going to happen, because I'm seeing us end with a tower. Like we have the 10 of Pentacles and then we end with the Tower, which can be the whole thing coming apart. Like whatever that is that you guys established and shared with one another, like it's, you know, like poof, that type of thing. And having King of Swords on the bottom of the deck, you may just need to have a very like direct conversation with you and this person. That it's important that that happens. Yeah. Whatever this is, it would feel like it's not fair given the setup and like the agreement that you have with this person. Like something's going on that is not part of the agreement and actually actively goes against whatever the agreement is that you have with this person, but it can be something that's going on more so behind the scenes. So yeah, it's just to make sure that you're paying attention and being observant with what's going on. All right, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting and tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.